Hello, I'm Rob Barklamb, Director of International Franchising at Reed Franchise Partnerships, and welcome to What's Next, our podcast series. Today, I'm joined by Xavier Krasnicki, our International Marketing Manager. Xavier, if you'd like to introduce yourself, please.
As you said, Rob, I look after our international marketing activities at Reed. I must say, I do have the pleasure of working with you on a daily basis and our fantastic franchise partners.
Absolutely. So, let's begin with marketing. In my working with you, I realise there's many more layers to it, and it's an area which overlaps with technology. So if we look at the technology side of things, what would you say it's changing within recruitment marketing at present, and what's on the horizon, what's coming next?
I could talk about this for hours, but one thing that's at the top of everyone's mind when it comes to marketing technology, it's AI. This is what everyone's talking about, and actually we've got some really exciting campaigns that will be launched soon, which with the theme of AI. And that's also what we've seen across the business from within our team, the content team, and also recruiters. They do want to use AI a lot more, and at Reed we love technology. So we started looking into things, how can that be brought forward. We are close partners with Microsoft. Obviously that helps us tremendously when it comes to building some new tools for the future. But AI is something that will make our jobs easier, perhaps more effective. Everyone's worried, is it going to replace people? For what we've seen so far, probably not. Okay. It does make things a lot easier, but we do have a really big and really strong content team, and that team is here to stay. But having said that, AI does help in terms of us shaping the content, find out what people want to read about, so we can use it as a starting point. But for marketing, it does help us with automation, but you always need to add sort of a human touch to it. And that's what we've seen across the business from recruiters. They spend a lot of time, for example, writing job ads. So they have been using AI tools. We provide those to them. But what we always say to people, yes, use AI, embrace the technology, but always have a final check.
I agree.
So what we've learned, there could be some bias. So when you have the job ad again created by AI, there could be some, for example, gender bias. So this is what we're saying. You have the experience, you are the expert. Don't be afraid to tweak and improve anything that's been sort of given to you, generated by AI tools.
Understand. Great. So moving on to websites, obviously we talk at RFP with recruiters who are perhaps considering going out on their own or have already made that journey. And one of the things that we provide is a really top-class website. Now, any independent recruiter or anyone who's thinking of launching their own recruitment business can go to GoDaddy, WordPress, whatever, and create their own website. But there are limitations. What do you think are some of the key factors in making a great, effective recruitment website?
I must say at Reed, we love websites. We have so many of them. As a brand, we own over 400 different domains. That does not mean we have 400 websites, but we do have quite a lot of them. We've invested recently into bringing forward and expanding our product team, so we've got the experience of looking after the websites. And then yes, we do have quite a few recruitment websites. So that's safe to say, I think, we've got a lot of experience in terms of building those. But the key thing for us is search engine optimization.
Okay.
We cannot understate how important that is. And that's something that's always misunderstood or even not understood by a lot of people we work with. So with search engine optimization, what essentially you want to do, you want to make sure that when people search for jobs or your company, anything that they may be searching for that your company offers, you want to be there on Google or Bing or any other search engines. And it's kind of a never-ending game, because Google is updating the algorithms all the time. They are a trade secret. And there isn't really like a golden turnkey solution that if you do X, Y, Z, you're always going to be at the top of the search result pages, because if that were the case, all the companies would be following the advice and be back on square one. So at Reed, we are lucky to have a great content team. We have a great product team that help with the content on the websites. We have the right content on any of our websites. We have the right technology set on the back end, and we have amazing external partners that helps us monitor the site. They give us great advice in terms of making sure that we are there when people search for our services, when companies want to recruit for specific specialisms, locations, and also essentially when job seekers search for jobs. We want to make sure that we are there, visible to them. Another important factor is if you have a recruitment site, you need to have a job board functionality on your website.
And that's going to be tricky on WordPress or a build it out kit.
Yeah, from what we've seen, it's something that's not really provided, and there are so many portals out there with jobs. You really need to provide a good experience, because searching for jobs can be quite daunting. So if you put yourselves in the hands of a typical job seeker, if they keep applying and searching for jobs, you really want to provide a great job seeking experience, something that's straightforward and simple for them to use, because they can be spending days, if not weeks, applying for jobs on and on. So you want to make sure the functionality is there, but also that the platform covers and supports you with any sort of follow-up communications. So if that can be automated, even great. Because as you said, many people can build websites, but there aren't that many providers that also give you the job search functionality. And another important factor with that, think about your consultants, your recruiters. How easy is it for them to post jobs? So our websites are linked with our CRM. So when a consultant creates a job, that job automatically lands on the website and is visible to any job seeker.
Great.
And also in turn, when that job seeker applies, naturally, all the applications, they land automatically in CRM. So really make this whole journey as frictionless as possible for candidates as well as our recruiters.
Understand.
And last thing, and that we've seen this across many sites created by small companies, think about the user experience, think about your candidates. It's very tempting to build a website full of videos, amazing graphics, things that move, but is this really what the job seekers want? If they search for jobs, what they want to see is that search. I'm searching for this job in this location. If you are client, how much traffic is clients? How important is the B2B side of the business to you? Think about that and then structure the website accordingly. Make sure you've got the information for both clients and candidates. Make sure it's different. And what we've also seen, when clients look at the websites, they love a case study, and also they love looking at jobs. So make sure you have the whole user journey figured out, you understand it, because the user experience is really, really vital to making sure people stay with the website, engage with it, and hopefully come back to it.
If we look at recruitment brand, brand's quite a subjective term, it's quite a conceptual term. What do you think are some of the key components for recruitment consultancies when it comes to building a brand? And we've got a strong brand. Reed is a very well-known brand. What are some of the key components in building a recruitment brand?
Your key component is your brand purpose. And for us at Reed, as you know, it's all about improving lives through work. And that message resonates the way we communicate with our clients, candidates, but also something that's sort of embraced internally as well. How do we make our lives easier? So when it comes to building the brand, think about the purpose. What is it that you're trying to achieve? Why? And thinking about what we've seen with our partners so far is you really need to have a strong online presence, because this is where your clients and candidates are.
It's the touch point for the brand.
Yes, 100%. And you've also seen people sort of setting up on social media. I'm going to create my LinkedIn page, my Facebook. That's fantastic. Yes, you need to do that, but it's the maintenance of that. So you need to ensure they have the consistency. You need to make sure their profiles are alive, they're populated, because people will look you up. People will Google your company name, and then your profiles will show up, and then if there's no activity, then that does not really speak as if you are a potential trusted provider. So the consistency is key. And what's also important to us at Reed is thought leadership. We want to be seen and portrayed and understood as thought leaders. This is why we have an amazing content team. They produce a lot of amazing content. We have great experts across the company. I mean, Reed's been operating for over 60 years now. So what's important to us is bringing that experience forward, because we know what the challenges are in the market. We receive loads of questions on a daily basis from clients and candidates. This is why thought leadership is important to us. And then once we have that, we understand the audiences, it's the consistency in terms of building the content, understanding what's happening out there in the digital ecosystem, analyzing the data. But you can't do this without the strong purpose.
Now, on analysing data, I think one of the things I've learned with working with you, we tend to think, as non-marketeers, tend to think of marketers as creative people. When I talk to you, not to say you're not creative, but there's a lot of science. It's Rob, the data, the stats, the numbers. How do you see that balance between the art and science of marketing, as it were?
That's a really good question. I can actually add to that. One of the words that have been recently used to describe what we do based on some of the success we've recently is witchcraft. How are we able to achieve that? But to answer your question, for me, the science, the data, I think that is key. We want to make and we need to make data-driven decisions. A big chunk of what we do is subjective. So how do you make the right decision? Because we are in a lucky position where we've been in the market for over 60 years. We have so much traffic going to our website. We have so many interactions with clients just help on a daily basis. We do have a lot of data. We can clearly map and analyze the market. We've got teams that help us with that. So we know what works, we know what doesn't, but also that gives us a great flexibility to try new things. So it's always important to have the data, but also understand it. But the art side of it, yes, that's also important, because when you communicate with clients and candidates, you have a very, very short space of time to engage with them. So yes, you want to be creative, you want to sort of explore new opportunities, you want to have something that's really visually attractive, and then I guess that comes with experience. We have a really experienced marketing team. So over time, we just learn what works, and then if you have the right people in the right positions, like they'll just sort of drive everything forward. They'll try new things, and that's one of the great things that we really love trying new things. Whether it's something that comes from the marketing team, or if you have a consultant, someone else from the business saying, have we tried this? Could we try something else? Do we focus more on animation? So shall we have more infographics? Anything that comes to mind, we always try this. But then at the end of the day, anything that we test, we always go back, check the data, and try to learn from that as much as we can.
Excellent. Thank you. Xavier, thank you very much. So I hope you've enjoyed this edition of What's Next, and tune in soon for new material. Many thanks.